Hey all you nerds, Gabe aka Froopy Art here, and welcome back to our Gravity Falls and cryptid-inspired region. In the previous episode, you used the journal to identify a hidden crystal glen, but ran into some hooded figures harvesting materials for their boss.
What do you think you're doing here, kid?
Yeah, how did you find this place?
I thought only the boss knew about these places because of that book they have.
You make a mental note. It seems that there may be another journal in play somehow. You'd best keep the one that you found a secret for now.
I don't know, but the boss isn't gonna like you being here.
All right, brat. You're about to learn what happens when you mess with the plans of the Cipher Squad.
Prepare to get your butt kicked.
Without much warning, a Pokemon battle begins. They throw out the first Pokemon, and you are immediately hit by an overwhelming stench. Oh boy. Okay, I'm really excited for this one. This is the start of a line based on the oh-so-wonderfully named skunk ape. Native to the southeastern United States, mainly Florida. I mean, of course it would be from Florida. This is essentially another variation of the Bigfoot or large, hairy humanoid cryptid. But here's the thing about the skunk ape that I'm sure you would never guess. It smells really, really bad. So bad, in fact, that this first stage is quite literally just a little fart. This is a fart monkey. I am not going to pretend there is much more going on here. Fart monkey. Okay. Let's go ahead and meet the first Pokemon used by our baddies. This is Stinkimp, the bad gas Pokemon. This tiny mischief maker absolutely reeks. Stinkimp's body is surrounded by a thick covering of gas, which it flaps its ears to waft at opponents. Trainers are advised to invest in nose plugs. Its ability is Stench. I mean, obviously it's gotta be Stench, and that means there's a 10% chance to make the opponent flinch when they hit you. The hidden ability is Poison Touch. Again, it's a fart. It makes sense. Now, you know that you need to beat these jerks, but when you manage to knock out Stinkimp, you are mainly just relieved that the smell of the monkey farts begins to dissipate. The grunt is pretty annoyed, and they roll their next Pokemon at you. Okay, I'm going to be trying something completely new with this line. I've done regional forms before. I mean, the Palean region had a ton of primal forms, but with Gen 9, we got some convergent designs with Wiglet and Toedscool. These are Pokemon who riff off of convergent evolution by being an unrelated species while still developing a similar body plan. And we're doing that with the Togepi line. This whole line is based off of the volcanic Charufe of Chilean folklore, but to start off, we are going to have a literal deviled egg. It is a hard-boiled egg, but one that rolls around in the dirt. I know that this all seems pretty ridiculous, but roll with me here. I couldn't help but give the shiny some familiar colors. All right, let's go ahead and meet the convergent evolution for Togepi. This is Roylagi, the devil egg Pokemon. This grumpy little egg loves to roll around in the dirt. The minerals they collect while tumbling about actually help harden their shells. Roylagi often stay warm between the feet of their evolutions, though sometimes they enjoy being kicked around. Its ability is Well-Baked Body. I mean, it is a hard-boiled egg after all, so it means it is immune to fire-type moves, and the defenses will raise sharply if it's hit by one. The hidden ability, again because it's a food type of thing, is Aroma Veil. This little ground type is a bit of a pain, but you manage to knock it out.
Arg! That little punk beat me! Well, don't just stand there. You stop them then.
Fine, I got this.
The next grunt steps forward and lets out a new Pokemon. There are a good number of cryptids and myths about guardians of the forest, and that's what this whole line will be about. Starting out small, we're going to be pulling in the idea of a Kodama. These are forest spirits that come from Japanese folklore, and you've probably seen them depicted in the film Princess Mononoke. To show that our little leafy friend here is more than just a plant, I wanted the eyes to glow in a mystical, magical way that pays homage to a Kodama living inside of a tree. Beyond that, I, of course, brought in the Miyazaki expression, which is pretty adorable, and gives us some really fun negative space within the design. Oh, and I've been focusing on making much more appealing shinies, so you'll have to let me know what you think of this one. All right, let's go ahead and meet Sproutama, the new leaf Pokemon. These little sprouts are said to be guardians of the forest. They prefer to stay hidden, but Sproutama eyes glow with a mystic energy that often gives away their location. A trainer caring for nature is often enough for a Sproutama to go out of its way to be caught by them. Its ability is Chlorophyll, which doubles the Pokemon's speed in sunny weather, and I like the idea of these guys, scampering around on their little feet. And the hidden ability is Harvest. It's a pretty adorable little leaf, and you feel kind of bad about having to beat it up, but after it faints, the last Pokemon that the grunt throws out looks strangely familiar. You really feel like you've seen it before, but how could that be? Yep, Dunsparce. Now, Dunsparce is already based on a cryptid, the Tsuchinoko, and as such, I really wanted to bring it back for this region. This will be our first regional variant, and yeah, it just had to be Dunsparce. Okay, so what are we using as inspiration here? Well, from Argentinian folklore, we have, and apologies for butchering this pronunciation, the Agan Akalta'a? Oof, again, sorry for that one. Now, it's got some interesting lore about being the king of all snakes, but my favorite thing is that they have these giant spiky scales running down its sides that they use for locomotion. So we essentially got a giant centipede snake. But as intimidating as that may be, this still is Dunsparce, so it's just gotta be a weird little round boy. Alrighty, let's go ahead and meet its unexpectedly typed new form. This is Hoaxian Dunsparce, the land snake Pokemon. This strange variation of Dunsparce is only found in the Hoax region. The new scales on its side allow it to quickly pull its round body across the ground in the same manner as an insect. What appears to be a head crest is actually Dunsparce's tongue held out in a misguided attempt at intimidation. Its ability is Speed Boost, so yes, we will have a really fast Dunsparce, and the hidden ability is Runaway. For this early in the game, Dunsparce is actually a pretty formidable challenge. And of course, we will have Dunsparce evolve, but here's the thing. I really can't decide if it should stay wonderfully derpy like the Dunsparce, or if it should get a cool and intimidating evolution. I want to hear what you think we should do down in the comments below. Alrighty, this speedy Dunsparce is quite tough, but you do manage to take it down.
Dang it! How did this little loser manage to best us?
Well, maybe we should use that MUW. That'll definitely put an end to this.
Are you sure we should use it here? There's no doubt it'll obliterate this punk, but what would the boss say?
One of the Cipher Squad grunts pulls out a small circular device. It looks futuristic and not completely dissimilar to the schematics you saw drawn in Professor Pines' research lab. The Cipher Squad grunt presses a couple buttons on it, and the device begins to power on, humming with intense energy. But luckily, loud voices are heard nearby as your sister and two of her friends arrive on the scene. Caught off guard, the Cipher Squad grunt powers down the MUW device and stows it away.
Hey, what's the big idea? Are you two picking on my twin?
More kids? The boss isn't gonna be happy about this.
Maple, do I need to bust some skulls because I am ready to go?
Whoa, what is up with her? We were just leaving.
You kids are getting off lucky, though.
But don't try messing with the Cipher Squad again, or you'll regret it.
Who were they?
I don't know, but if they were messing with one of the Pines twins, they are no friends of ours. Speaking of which, hey look, I made new friends!
Hi, I'm Frenda. I was so ready to put those jerks in a double headlock, but I'm glad you're okay.
And I am Sandy. I also would have caused them immeasurable amounts of pain. But it is nice to meet you. Mabel's the coolest, so I guess that means that you are the coolest too?
Oh man, I want to be cool.
Oh, Frenda, you already are cool. We all are.
All right, cool kids, cool kids, cool kids.
The crystal structures are quite fascinating. How did you find this place?
My nerdy twin here deciphered its location using nerdy brain things. But we should probably get back to our Grunkle Will. He's the Pokemon professor, and tell him about these Cipher Squad goofs picking on us.
Oh, okay. We'll see you two around, and don't worry, we'll keep the location of this place quiet.
Bye, Mabel! Bye, Mabel's nerdy twin!
You trek back to the Pokemon Research Shack to fill in the professor on the situation, but we'll pick up from there in the next episode. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying the series. There is a new puzzle in the Discord server, so check out the video description for details on how to join the journal deciphering fun if you haven't already. Alright, I'll catch you in the next one. Later, nerds.